The Epstein files, let's talk about them, at least for Arizona. A lot of the things that are going on in Arizona right now are weird. I'm sure everyone has heard about Tucson, Arizona, where I have been born and raised the last 34 years of my life. Now, I thought I was going to release this in a very specific way where it was going to be a multi-series. I was just going to go over everything. Ultimately, I feel like right now, I just need to tell you what's going on. You guys are smart enough to figure it out. This is what I've been researching for months on end. I'm calling these the Arizona files. It really centers around the University of Arizona that is located here in Tucson. I think this was the catalyst for Epstein, because we know that he is a pervert. We know that he is an abuser. We know all those things. After reading these files for months on end, I'm realizing there was a lot more to him than we realized. U of A has this really weird department called the Center for Consciousness Studies. In that, they created a global conference called the Science of Consciousness Global Conferences. Now, these conferences have been going on since 1984. That's about the time that Les Wexler, who is the Victoria's Secret founder, he started in 95 his Victoria's Secret fashion shows. Now, keep in mind that these are global, except for biennially. Everywhere else is surrounding the world. This was created by Stuart Hameroff. He was, or is, a U of A anesthesiologist. He also works at Banner U of A, which is a medical facility here, hospital, learning hospital. From what I understand, there is something to be said about his ownership, because it looks like he tried to somehow do a partnership. The lawyers found out that U of A actually owns the rights to this Center for Consciousness. Now let's go into the other side of things with ASU. Now, Arizona State University, it's in the Cosmology Science Outreach Institute. It was founded by Lawrence Krauss. Now, Lawrence Krauss has an executive director. Her name is Amelia Huggins. Amelia is the executive director for that. I thought this was really interesting. She also works for Phoenix Children's Hospital. Why is Epstein involved in consciousness studies? Why is he involved in psychology? Why is he involved in this type of studies? Not just involved, he's going to these conferences, he's befriending these people, he's having these great relationships, he's spending money left and right on these things, remodels for offices, he's giving them $50,000 checks left and right, and it doesn't compute with me. Why would a pervert want mind research? It doesn't make sense to me. I got into the people surrounding the U of A Center for Consciousness Studies. The people that kept overlapping between ASU's Origins Project, because that's what it was called over there, the Center for Consciousness, was Noam Chomsky. He's at MIT at this time. Brian Greene was at Columbia. Neil deGrasse was a speaker or invited speaker, I'm not sure, for Princeton. Lisa Randall was for Harvard. We kind of have connections with those universities. A little weird. Why are we involved in this? Now, Noam, he ended up getting funded by Epstein, either directly or indirectly, through the Jeffrey Epstein Foundation. A lot of funding went to MIT Media Lab, also faculty gifts as well. Harvard, the evolutionary dynamics studies got funded through that. Rothblatt for United Therapeutics. I was like, this is interesting. United Therapeutics does 3D printings of lungs. Apparently their daughter, which they're transgender, had something wrong with their lungs. This person's also like a helicopter pilot and all this other crazy stuff. I was like, that's really weird. They also handle nanotechnology and all this other stuff. They have a game. The game is called Second Life. It's in this The Sims or something like The Sims. In that, it's a game designed for consciousness to be uploaded into this island. I just thought that was really weird. It was even more weird is their wife that they were married to post-trans, pre-trans, is a robot that they copied her likeness, her essence. I was like, that's really bizarre. Why would you need to copy the likeness of your wife? Get into a little bit more. This is just the beginning. This is the beginning, guys. I kind of thought about it. I was like, they want to upload minds. They're pedophiles. They want to create transhumanists. So they want to create sex robots. That was their goal. Not only that, they had a bunch of emails that were talking about wanting to live past 100 years old and live forever and different things like that. Regardless of that type of evil, there was this whole other layer of evil where they literally thought that they were better than God and that they could do things without God. I think it's because they thought that their souls were so far gone from God that they had to become their own gods. They were doing that with this big group of people that truly think they're better than everybody else here. They're smarter. They have more ability than everybody that is a little cockroach here. From everything I can tell, the centers are still around. Now let's go back to Krauss, Lawrence Krauss. He was found out when Epstein was found out in 2018. All of a sudden, he had a sexual assault allegation in 2018. Then all of a sudden, he was let go from that. Continues to walk in the circles of what I just spoke about. If you think Epstein was just about a pedo island, you're really wrong. It was about being able to control people and for them to live for a lot longer than everybody else. That's just part one.